Hey everybody, how's it going? What's going on? What's happening? Happy Fridays. Kathy and Callie Debs, how are you two doing, ladies? Gonna take my shoes off and get comfortable. I decided to start standing again because I need the exercise, right? And of course, I cannot shut the sound off on the video that I have going over here until I start talking. I've been there. Hi Renee, how are you? How are you? I'm writing a couple of things down that I want to add here, so be patient with me for a few minutes or for the rest of my life, whatever works for you guys. But tonight we're going to talk about vintage and more newer miniatures, because they keep coming out with more and more and more, and we walk by them every day. Happy Halloween. What's going on, Ethel? Shirley, Ethel. Thank you. I miss you too. We will hit a day here soon, I promise. Duncan. Uh-oh. Yeah, here you are. Here's trouble. Wade's and Renaker and fairing pieces. Sorry, I have to write this down or I will forget. And yeah, I'll probably forget anyway. So somebody remind me, Wade's Whimsies, Hagen Renekers, and fairing pieces. Should I not happen to bring them up? Because they're important pieces. Hi, Michelle. Dave, holy moly. Harry, what you up to, buddy? Kathleen, welcome in, everybody. I was thinking that this might be a shorter show until I was starting to pull tabs up and thinking of all the things. Marie, hello. Sam, how are you? I see you slid in up there. Until I started thinking about this and I started thinking about that. Thanks, Brett. And I decided that in order to do it right, we should get as much from different realms as possible. So one thing I want to say is, if they made it in an adult life size, they probably made it in a miniature size. And so we could pull up all the different places and explain to you guys what a miniature is, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to give everybody the benefit of the doubt that you know what a miniature is. I mean, I didn't even think about this one. Here's a miniature thermometer. This is a vintage calling card that the Sears guy would give out on when he came to the house to talk to people, right? Pretty cool. I just saw this in my little basket of things that need to be listed, but I don't want to list because they're a pain. I have a little basket up here. Everybody has a little basket, don't they? Or do you not? And if you don't, keep quiet. That's all I can say. So, but I do want to mention, I don't have a lot of stuff in the description right now. I'll come back just like I did last week and put links in the description. And for any of you that were here last week and got to listen to Sam talk about vintage photography, he talked about a book, and the link to the book is in I think, can't remember which one I think it was this one. This author has 3 books. The link to them is in last week's video. So if you want to learn more and do a deep dive into these and have it at your fingertips, those are your books, and they are in last week's video on vintage and antique photography. And so thank you again, Sam, for being here last week, and you were great. And Sam is going to start doing videos himself on his channel. Sandra, hello. If I miss anybody, just holler, do something. I'll see you sooner or later. You can come back in the comments later and make me feel bad because I missed you, because it's not intentional. All right, the first thing that I want to do, I have a gift that when I'm done with all my tabs, I'll pull up a random generator. And this was something, if you watched the show the whole way through last week, then you did what I asked you to. So there's that. Thanks, Sam. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to share my screen. And let's go. I should have had this ready, but that would be, if I was ready for everything, you guys would be amazed. This is Koval's Antique Trader. If you guys have never been on this site, now I know I have talked about them before. I also know that I have shared the link to them before. You can, hi Tay, how are you? You can also get a subscription to them. And Koval, this guy right here, Vintage Architecture Inspires Miniatures, artist Chris Toledo. So there's a whole article, and he talks about how he got into doing miniatures. And for those of you that do trains or any other items, sometimes if you're listing them on eBay, they will say, well, what's the scale? Is it what you got to know what size it is, right? In the first place, what size, what scale your item is. So 1/12 is a 1-inch scale. So and there's plenty of places that you can go to learn about the scales and stuff like that. But this guy creates miniature homes and real life places and such. And see the quarter there? This is a miniature bathroom that he has created, and that is a quarter. So that will give you an idea as to the size and the scale of what he does. So, and there are many, look at that, many people who do this, and he is just a true craftsman. So I wanted to share that with you. But not only just that, the research, and Koval's is known to, I think they're the oldest, pretty sure Koval's is the oldest price guide, and you will find their price guides all over the place, and they're older. You can get their price guides. Now, are their price guides current? The old ones current? No, but something that is nice about having those older price guides, I should have grabbed one out of my bookshelf, is you will find things in those price guides that you may not find anywhere else. So, you know, if you like to thumb through books on a rainy weekend or something like that, they're good to pick up, but you can't really, it's kind of like WorthPoint, right? You can't really go by the prices unless it's a current listing that's on WorthPoint that you're using to comp with. I missed somebody up here. Busy girl, how are you? How are you? Working in your totes before the rain starts. Oh boy, I bet. That's all right. You can go back and watch it. That's the best part, right? You can always listen to it. Don't listen to it at night to put yourself to sleep, because you might have nightmares. That's all I got to say. Very good for ID, Kathleen, 100%. And so that's where that is. We might have to. So I want to show you guys something that, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw this. I picked this lot of, I'm watching myself, stuff, vintage miniatures. We'll just say that. I picked up this lot at an estate sale, and it was in like a pint milk carton. But it wasn't a milk carton. It was like you know how some of the bigger dairies will have juice and juice drinks. So this was stuffed inside a juice drink. Somewhere on my Instagram, there's a post about this, and you'll see what it came in, which I should have listed that too, but I didn't. It was more than I could do. So I was going to part these out, and then I decided after I looked them up that there was more than I wanted to do. So I listed these for $89.99, and they literally sold for somebody sent me an offer for $76 about, let's see, when did I list them? I listed them on the 29th, and they sold on the, I'm trying not to show you her information. Too late. It's there. They sold, I think, 2 days later. It was over a weekend. So, but the cool thing about these is, let's look at these real quick. Let's look at this. I think mine was one of the highest sold. And the reason, before I go out of here, the reason mine was one of the highest sold was because of how I showed the listing. And there are pieces in here that would have sold for plenty of money all by themselves. See this piece right here? That eyeball? The reason why I decided to put them in a lot, I knew that there were pieces in here that would sell at all, and it would sell fast, like this Caro. These little groove out stickers, not sure where all of this came from. A lot of them did come from Cracker Jacks, but I took good pictures, a lot of pictures, and I showed things that I knew were selling. These little bottles will sell for $9 or more all by themselves. Jello. Back, this is a little game with a little stick in the center of it, and you got to get the little things on it. Here's a fork and a knife set. All these little bottles for some there, and they had charm bracelets, right? They had charm bracelets. Hey Glenn, how are you? They had, my screen is, oh wow, I'm so good at that. Here we go. Let's go back. Thank you, Sam. I do that on the regular. What's up? You here to get the little guy? Where are you gonna live? You got the weekend to recuperate.
I had to take somebody down today.
Suck it up, Buttercup. Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's what you get.
It is.
I love you.
Love you.
Bye. You know, wouldn't be. Dren, were you gonna come and say hi to everybody real quick?
Who, me?
Dren, get it over with now.
Hi.
You're gonna say hi to everybody?
Hi. Bye.
They can't see you, buddy. You gotta come.
Hi.
Right there.
Okay, bye.
There you go. Hey, Todd, what you up to, buddy? Okay, let's go back here. I need to go clear up here. Let's just do this. Here's the eyeball I was talking about. And then these little bottles right here. You got Heinz, you got Heinz ketchup, Tabasco sauce, mayonnaise, all these little tiny bottles. Each one of those will sell all by their lonesome. Jello, here's the item I was talking about. It has a little stick in it. There's all these little things. And then at the end, one of my very last pictures was I did this. I picked up some of the ones that I knew were different, completely different. This thing rotates. People like their animals. That's kind of blurry. I'm not gonna dog on myself about that. So if you go in here, you guys, this stuff sells like they sell like stickers like crazy. Like there's such a cult vintage following for this stuff that it's not even funny. But I don't think I had such an eclectic see what's going on. That's what you got to do. I had such an eclectic diversity of all the different things that you know, look at, here's a vintage gumball charm, Cracker Jack, $49. More than likely, they'll sell for that. But these things are tedious. So if you don't have a lot of space, like with a lot of my stuff, hey, Desiree, how are you? Welcome in. If you don't have a lot of room for stuff and you see these kind of things at garage sales or you see these on a bag wall, you can make some really good money. So this is just an example. Let's go up here so that I can show you some solds. Oh, it's not going to, no. Show you some solds of these. And you're going to have to wait because my internet is not doing well. Matter of fact, it's not doing anything at all. Here, let's try it again here. There we go. So there's my sold, ended recently. Let's go to shipping highest first. So apparently whatever was in this lot, they took less of an offer. I took, remember I told you $76 I accepted for that. And that was on March 1st. So you can see that you can get some pretty good money. This one, I might have taken out a few of them. I might have taken the time to take a few of these out. And the main reason that I have decided to do this video is because I got a whole bunch more miniatures and I was going to do the same thing. I was just going to throw them into a lot. This cat right here probably sell for quite a bit by itself, and more than likely it glows. But people will find these things and they just don't want to go through. There's so many little things in here that could make $20, $25, $30 all on their own. And it's just a matter of knowing taking your time. The best thing that has happened to us as resellers in the last few years is Google Lens. And Google Lens will help you find out what your items are. It's not going to tell you what they're worth, and it's not going to tell you exactly the era or anything like that, but it will help you identify these things. So the YouTuber who does ASMR sorting through things in an old house, my first thought was every piece of, she should be, no joke, right? You got the 100%. And yep, we use Google Lens. I use it every day. And I have been amazed at, I need to pull this one thing out over here. I've been listing, oh, where did it go? I have been listing miniatures. I went to an estate sale last weekend and I bought a bunch of Ziploc baggies. Some of them had 7 or 8 things in them. Some of them had 10. Some of them had 4, but they were all about $3. That's the only reason you identified the Mormon photo. Yeah. Right? Same here with a lot of stuff. Honestly, I had taken all these miniatures. I have a bunch sitting here on my desk, and the picture on the thumbnail shows some of them. But this was one of the miniatures that I had gotten. And it just looks like, it almost looks like a marble sitting on a stand. But it had this weird coin on the bottom of it, which you're never going to be able to see what it looks like. But I could do this and pull, because it's listed. Let's pull it up. And I'll show, I know I'm not showing right now. Hang on a second. This thing is making a noise. It's annoying. See if that does it. Here we go. This little thing is called a Molinar Concreta Toutes les Alpes Bakelite hand-painted solid perfume pot. And when I Google Lensed it, it showed me a bunch like it. And I was like, there's no way. It was all I could do to get this thing open. See that? And it's Bakelite. Some of the older ones, I actually think that little penny thing, let me show you. That is the name, Toutes les Alpes, Alpes, whatever. Molinard is the name. And you can see that this Concreta, that is part of the name, but the Toutes les Alpes is actually the fragrance. That's how big it is. Well, we already know that because there's a penny size one on the end of it. And that was in one of the, hey, Maureen, how are you? How are you? And that was in one of the, no joke, I came in an advertisement. All the pretty girls walk like this. That's hilarious. Anyway, so after I Google Lens that, I kind of sat here and I looked at I have half of them listed. Now I know that there are a lot of, I know because I sell them, I've sold them. I know there are a ton of smaller, older, from the 1800s. Miniatures are no new thing. Hey, Josh, how you doing, buddy? Welcome in. I listened to your podcast today while I was shipping, and so I left you a quick little left you a quick little message. There are these pieces I'm going to talk about real quick, and they are called, let's see. No, I can't type and talk. Antique fairing pieces. If you don't know about antique fairing pieces, you're going to look at all of these miniatures differently. Antique fairing pieces are, and this is a prime example, and I have some of these. I might actually have this exact one. Antique fairing pieces were pieces of porcelain like this, and they are tiny, very tiny. And they were, let's see if this guy has, he doesn't have a, fairing pieces were made. These pieces are called fairings because they were usually won at a traveling fair or carnival or bought as souvenirs in the 1800s until the start of World War I. Some of these fairing pieces will be match strikers. There's all kinds of them. And some of them are marked and some of them are not. But they're usually, a lot of them were made in Germany. A lot of them were made in Japan. It has been a while. I'll pop in one of these days when you're on. So fairing pieces are something that I can guarantee probably everybody has seen some of these, and they look like they look horribly painted. And a lot of them are super old. They're from the 1800s. These ones are actually in pretty good shape. And they sell for some very good money considering how tiny they are. Look. That one's got a devil in it. Somebody put a likeness of me in that cup. Miniature. This is tiny. You see how tiny that is? I think I have one similar. I don't have one in a cup. These little things are tiny. And a lot of people will refer to them as dollhouse furniture, right? A dollhouse pot. Like that. Let's do this. Let me show you a few pieces I have sitting right here. This is similar to a Chinese dragon is what it's got on there. On the bottom, it has writing in Chinese or Japanese. I'm going to Google it because this particular piece right here, I saw similar 3 or 4 of them that were $49, $50. This piece right here, I mean, honestly, anybody, they didn't capture my essence. This piece right here was made in occupied Japan. So Japan, I'm going to get my dates wrong. So don't come for me. We'll do this. When was occupied Japan? It's 1940. Oh, wow. This is not going to do that. (1945) through 1952. I was close. I said 46 earlier. I can't remember everything, you guys. I know you think you can. So these things are tiny. Imagine the amount of space they take up. I already have a very tiny tote. These are the ones that I have listed. They take up no space at all. But you got to know what you got to know what you got, right? I was pleasantly surprised when I did this one, because this is something that this one I really want to talk about, because we're going to go check it out. These are Hagen Renaker. Now, they didn't come like this. This is a piece of tourmaline. How do I know that? Because I tested it on my Presidium gem tester, and that's what it told me it is. So that is a piece of tourmaline. These are two small Hagen Renaker Inuits, and they're kissing. Somebody put them on here like this, because Hagen Renekers normally come glued to a piece of paper. Josh knows his stuff. Yep. So if we look at, I'm gonna try to get through this as fast as I can, you guys, because there's a lot to cover here. Hagen Renekers are usually going to come like this. Every one of these should be sold separately. And why is that? Because Hagen Renaker is no more. And if you don't know that story, we can go right here. And the official site of Hagen Renaker. I did a lot of research on Hagen Renaker because I have some pieces. I'm going to drop this in the chat. If you guys want to go research Hagen Renaker, I think it's a smart thing to do. So Hagen Renaker, they closed at the end of 2021, and they are not taking any more orders. Now, somewhere down in here or somewhere on a further site, it talks about another company that has bought their molds and is, oh crap, talks about another company. You guys, I'm so sorry. It talks about another company in Tennessee that may have bought many of their molds and will be making them. So, but the fact of the matter is, Hagen Renaker, as they were known, is no longer around. The parents passed away. The daughter ran it for a while, and she passed away, and that's the end. That was the end of Hagen Renaker. But this is an amazing. Is it not going to open up? It should open up. It's just my internet. This is an amazing site to go to get information. And if you have miniatures of Hagen Renaker that you want to check out, right? All of these little tiny ones, because I have a couple that like these, I wouldn't have known what they were. Hey, Wolfman's Goodies, how are you? I wouldn't have known what these were if I hadn't Google Lensed them and found out. So this is two Hagen Renekers that somebody did. I don't remember. I have them in a draft. They're not listed yet. Someone will buy it, surely, maybe, right? For sure. So here's another one, another fairing piece. We all know, we should all know, right, that anything that has a devil in it's worth money. They sold them. I feel like they did sell them in hardware stores and like little model stores, but like little mom and pop stores that would have hallmarks and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, so Hagen Renekers, lots of times when you find them, they are not going to be on the papers. If you can find them on the papers, more power to you. But more often than not, you're going to find them like this. And so when you find the little pieces like this, then you're going to want to pay attention. Now this, hey, Disney did a collab with just about freaking everybody. So something to keep in mind is that Disney did a collab with Hagen Renaker. They did pretty much all the ones. This is Sleeping Beauty, Oliver and Company, all of those ones. Lady and the Tramp, and they sell for an amazing amount of money. So you may see something like this little guy right here, Dopey or Sleepy, whoever, Dopey, and you may think, man, that's a bad Disney fake, right? Well, this guy actually has a tag on him. Some of them will have a tag, Walt Disney products. Some of them will have, so you can see right here where he was on a piece of paper. You see that? Some of them will have writing on the bottom of them that that says what they are, but the majority of the Hagen Renekers, you're going to have to learn to notice that these ones right here are more noticeable. The majority of the Hagen Renekers, you're going to look at them, you're going to see these little animals. These are 2 sheep. And you can almost look at their feet and tell that they were glued to a piece of paper. But like I said, you can Google Lens these. You can go to the site. They came in. They would make a whole family out of them. And like here's a Pinterest board that has their site on it that shows all of their little tiny pieces. And some of these pieces are tiny. Look at super tiny. Okay, Hagen Renaker. The other one that I want to talk about real quick, and pretty much there's probably very few people that don't know about them, but I know that there's a bunch because I was talking about them the other day. Wade's Whimsies. Now, yes, I did. Wade's Whimsies were found, a lot of us from my childhood will know that Red Rose Tea is where Wade's Whimsies came from. You bought a box of Red Rose Tea and you got one of these little figurines in them, and you can see that they're written. Some of them have writing on them to tell you what they are. Are there any duplicates in this picture? Brett in the comments knows more about Wade's Whimsies than I will ever know. And Wade's Whimsies recently, oh shoot, did I just do that? I did, didn't I? Dang it. Wade's Whimsies recently closed. Let's see if they have their story in here. Here we go. We'll see how long it takes to load. Okay, let me put this. Over here for you guys. Here are multiples, and it gives the dates. And the older they are, obviously, the more they're going to be worth. Not only that, you could have 5 different ones of this fish, and they were all painted by a different artist, and they may look slightly different. And one of them can be worth way more than the other just because of the way it's painted. Another thing that I know for a fact is if you have Wade's Whimsies that are chipped unless you are, let's see, guide to collecting Wade's Whimsies. Oh, this gal has a great story. She tells the whole story. Let me put her on here. And she sells on Etsy. And this is old. I don't know if she's even still selling or not. Unless if you have a Wade's Whimsies that's chipped, and unless it's like super old, you might as well get rid of it. It's probably not going to sell unless you're going to use it, or you have a bunch of them that are chipped and you want to put them in a big collection and sell them to somebody that is going to make an assemblage or glue them together or do whatever. But these can go for some crazy money. It wouldn't surprise me. Brett, did they do a collab with, there's a book. I have the book. I've had it several times. Did they do a collab with Disney? Did Wade's? I mean, I know I can Google it. I don't know. I apologize again for my internet connection. It says I have blazing fast speed, so that's all I can tell you. And I'm plugged in directly to it. This whim tray I've never seen. It means absolutely nothing. So 1973, if this was one of the rare first Wade's Whimsies, that would probably not be at that price, would be my guess. I would do a little more checking on that one, my own personal self. But some of these, they came in sets, so you could buy them. You didn't just get them. You don't think so? I don't think so either, because I've never seen any. You didn't just get them in the red rose. You could. This is the back. Actually, this is the back of a red rose box. You could buy sets of them. So Wade's Whimsies are a thing, and not only are they a thing, but they are identified differently than, trying to see. I don't want to go to Etsy. I don't like their pictures. Let's go here and let's go to this one and see what we can see. I have a feeling this is a, look at, these are two foxes, dogs. They're not the exact same one, but can you see how they're darker and darker? And here's another one, and here's another one. You'd have 5 of these monkeys. They're all painted different. They did not do a good job putting I want somebody who, let's do this. Let's go to, and we'll get rid of out. Okay. Not a good way to do your pictures right there. Not. Want to do, the collectors want to see it. They don't want to. This is a sealed bag. That's different. This is how they came. This is how they came, just like this. So if they're in the sealed bag, I'll leave them in the sealed bag. Don't open them up. But if you put them in a Ziploc baggie to protect them, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with, take them out of the Ziploc baggie, and do a nice presentation, right? So let's see. These ones are marked here and here. They did not show the bottom of them. That's frustrating. You guys, show the bottoms of your items. It's so, this set right here, if you have the full set, this is the nursery rhyme set. They didn't show anything but that. Noah's Ark series, endangered series. So Wade's Whimsies, I'm going to find somebody who did a decent listing that hopefully showed the bottoms of their, because I want you, oh, wow. All right, you guys do better. This is frustrating. These guys didn't either. They're just going to, some of them literally have printing on the bottom of them, just like the Occupied Japan piece that I showed you a minute ago. And let's see, Wade's Whimsies, Dogs and Puppies. Okay, there's hope. There. All right, well, these ones have stickers on them, which is normal. And this is also another dead giveaway. See how these lines are? Because when they took them out of the molds, they set them on a cloth, a piece of canvas cloth. They would set them on that, and that's where those lines came from. So these are ceramic. They're not porcelain. They're ceramic, but they chip super easy, and they're tiny. They're tiny, just like I just showed you a couple of them. So Wade's Whimsies are a thing, and that's one that should be more prevalent. Did I do highest to lowest here? See what we got. There should be probably be some groups. Highest to lowest hasn't been the greatest in sorting things lately. So as you can see, there are some that sell for a large amount, and I'm just doing a general search for them. So go on the Google machine. You can also go to WorthPoint. You can go to Koval's. You can go to all the sites. You can go to Wade's themselves. Here's a set of the nursery rhyme ones that I was talking about. Those are pretty well painted. That's a nice picture. Let's see if they did the bottoms on theirs. They did not. That's a nice picture. That's a nice listing. They just needed one more picture. You always show the bottom and all sides. Yes. All right. Wade's Whimsies. So we got that. We got the Renaker. So, and I don't remember if I said Wade's Whimsies are no longer being made. They're closed down. They're done. No more. Nobody's going to be buying them out. I think that happened last year. They shut down. So if you're keeping track of companies to look out for their things for, that's one. Wade's Whimsies and Hagen Renekers. And Hagen Renekers come in some bigger sizes too. So check them out. And some of the last ones that they did came on, they weren't on the paper. They literally came in a box. Let's see. I have some listed. Do I have some listed? I do. Some of the newer ones, and when I say newer, right, they closed down in 2021. Was that right? Anybody remember what I said? I know that was like 5 minutes ago, right? These ones right here. These are a little bit bigger. And they literally all, this is porcelain right here. Wow. And they have the HR on them. And they will come in a box. There you go. So just because you see a little figurine like this, he's bigger, right? He's still about 2 inches to somewhere around in there. And you might not think he's Hagen Renaker, but they did this to make it look like the paper that was under the older ones. Oh, no. That's all right. Now you know. We've all done it. We have all done it. Don't beat yourself up. All right. Pinterest is your place to be, to look at all the different, everything you're seeing here is miniatures, ways to display the miniatures. What, anybody who's seen these print trays, look at all the different miniatures. I have a feeling that the estate sale, These little dahlia horses right here from Sweden. All of this. Anybody that has seen the print trays, I have a bunch of them. Sending this one to somebody in California, right? Even if you see one that all of the little squares are the same size, Dremel tool and a little saw blade will fix that for you, right? This is just somebody that has probably, I have one of these. As a matter of fact, one of those little Asian girls right here. Pinterest is an amazing place for you to go and look for miniatures, dollhouse miniatures. It doesn't matter what. Oddities, kids minute stuff that the kids collect for miniatures. Here's an acrylic case they're showing with more miniatures in it. There's miniature tool. You guys, how many of you, hey Tech, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. How many of you have seen the little potbelly cast iron stoves with the miniature cast iron pieces, right? The salesman samples. I had one that I played with my Barbies. And so here you go. Here's a display case. What they're displaying, I don't know. They're not selling the stuff inside it. They're selling, but they're miniatures that somebody's collecting. So probably somewhere down here, they're going to tell you, oh, look at, there's your Minions, you name it. They're showing you all the stuff that you can get these little acrylic cases for. You know, so it's just amazing. Here's somebody's collection of probably 3D printed Legos, and they have a display case for you to display anything. Here is a miniature sewing card with buttons on it. I kid you not, you guys, I can't even tell you. If they made it in a large size, they have it in a miniature size. And then you have this. I brought this up. I have this somewhere. Blind bags, right? See these everywhere. These little blind bags where you can buy a blind bag and you don't know what's in it. And maybe one of the rare 25 items. Dren, my grandson, this was his thing right here, Grocery Gang. He has them all. His mom and I bought them for him, and it's one of the few things that he remembers doing with his mom because she passed when he was 4. But these little things, look at these little things are amazing, and they're called Grocery Gang. They came in blind bags too, because each one of these had look at here. I'll tell you. Each one of these, they're little and they're squishy. Each one, putrid pizza, revolting raspberry. That's the one that I remember him saying the most. He had one. He goes, revolting raspberry, ooh, like that, you know. But so this is something that he will forever remember from his childhood. How about these? These, if you ever see these, you guys. If these sell for so much money, I kid you, I've sold these so many times. They're called Little Homies. They came out of the put your quarter in the machine when you walked into the grocery store. That's where these came from. Little Homies. And each one of them, I'll tell you what, they probably didn't in there. It was too many. On the bottoms of them, there's a number, or on the back, there's a number, and you can sort them. You can go to their site and you can sort them out by the years that they were made. These, yeah, the bubblegum machines, and they sell for, look, this is no lie. They sell for some big, big money. And this person probably could have been their own collection, somebody else's collection, who knows? But Little Homies are a thing. And they're cool. They are very cool, and they sell like crazy. So keep your eyes open for them. They're tiny, like they're like this tiny. That's how tiny they are. These are the kind of things that you will find at a garage sale. You'll find them at an estate sale. These are the kind of things you're going to find at a garage sale in the bottom of a toy box. If you start digging in a toy box and you see little tiny things, Polly Pockets, stuff like that down in the bottom, right? Just take some of the stuff out. Mom brought the toy box out, or she brought her son or daughter's toy box out. They're no longer there anymore. And at that point in time, when you start seeing a few things, you just go, how much for the whole tote? And walk away with it. Because if you see 1, 2, 3, there's probably way more. Do you have any more old toys? Ask them that. Screw the video games. Everybody's after the video games. You want these little things. Another thing, this was my life with my oldest boy. He has a friend that did this. Warhammer, any of the Warcraft Warhammer miniatures. Now you can still get them brand new, but the old ones are the ones you want. Down here, you can go to these sites, these ones right here. These are the ones that we have. These ones are plastic, but they have big ones that are pewter like this. And they would come unpainted, and you would get these kits. I don't know how many of you know my friend Jessie Shops. She's down in Florida. She and her husband and her son do these, and I sent her a huge box of ones that were, these guys are 3D printing them now, so be careful there. Be really careful there. The ones that you really want to get when you're looking at these are the pewter ones. I was trying to see if, and they're not necessarily so easy to identify, but you can make some very, very, very good money off of these. Pocket monsters. Yep. 100%. So, you know, it really doesn't matter what you were into. There's a miniature tools. Stay away from. You really have to pay attention, you guys. There's going to be a lot of Temu stuff. There's going to be a lot of Shine stuff. You're really going to have to pay attention to quality. Now, not all of the miniature stuff was quality. What I first started out showing you was not. These ones are $265 for this set. And you could put them on, probably you could put them on some kind of a bracelet if you wanted to. West Germany. San Antonio, Texas. So, you know, I mean, this would be a knife sharpening tool. File. That's a file. These are tools. That's a file. A table saw blade, whatever, a hand saw, right? All of these little tiny tools. $265. They're asking for that. Will they get it? I don't know. I don't do this. All I'm trying to show you is there is nothing out there that you can't find, that somebody is collecting, right? I mean, why collect the full-size shoes when you can collect the miniature ones? They take up so much less space. You have one of the hammers. Look, I have a couple of these. What makes me sick, and we can't save everything, is there were probably 4, yes, a sharpening steel, but I think that one was a file because it was with the tools. She probably had about 4 more 18-gallon totes or more that were full of these little Ziploc baggies. I got 6 of them. I got overwhelmed. If I'm getting overwhelmed, that's bad. Hey, Craig, how you doing? Thanks for coming in, buddy. So here you go. There is nothing out there. There's nothing, literally nothing out there that I probably spelled miniature wrong there. I did. Look at miniature perfume bottles, travel size. Dum 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 dum. Mercari. This kind of stuff sells great on Mercari. Also, if those of you who sell postcards and stuff like that, or want to buy postcards and plush, this is your platform. That stuff sells way better over here on Mercari than it sells anywhere else because it's not overloaded, right? So there you go, vintage perfume bottles. Somebody shout, here's more. What else do I got here? Oh, this is one of my personal favorite ones. Vintage fairy gardens. Anybody that has not been in the world the last few years, that doesn't know anything about mushrooms and gnomes, people are doing this with their plants. They are, let's see if we got all over the place with these little, these are cheap little, and they've even made some, right? These look like little paper tubes that they made themselves because they've got plants started in them. That's Amazon. People are taking these little pieces and they are, what did I do? Making fairy habitats out of the bottoms of their trees outside in their yards. They're doing all kinds of stuff. So fairy stuff, anything to do with little people, gnomes, fairies, little deer are big money. Let's hear Victorian. Here we go. Right here, vintage Lefton. You can't sell any liquor bottles that have any liquor in them. And you cannot use liquor bottles to ship things in. Hey, girl, hey. Are you still here, Tech? If you are, Josh would like you to add Iceland to your list of places to go visit. Oh, yeah. You went there last year, didn't you? No, you went to Ireland last year, right? Is that where you went, Josh? Scotland, Ireland? Your privacy. No. Shop Goodwill. Really good place to get stuff if you guys don't know, and they will. You can shop the Goodwills in your area and not have to have them shipped to you. Lefton. Some of these tiny pieces like this are from the 1890s. And they can go for $400 or $500 a piece. You guys, they're tiny. I can't even impress upon you how tiny they are. There are some of these pieces, I can't think of the brand right now. I have some listed. Hi, Sandy. There are some of these pieces right here you will see with a golden anchor on them. Josh, do you know what the name of them is off the top of your head? Let me see if I can find mine real quick without that are oh my gosh, the prices that you can get. The Staffordshire, Japan, there's certain let's just do this. I know I can find them this way. Oh, sure. Okay. That's not them. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Hang on. These are called Chelsea figurines. Now, I bought this set from a lady on eBay. She had them listed for $9. But what you want to look for is this gold anchor. See that gold anchor? Chelsea, Germany, porcelain figurines with the gold anchor. That gold anchor means money, honey. Right there. That's how you identify these, is with that gold anchor. So if I took Um, and we went $79, $80, $103, $65. And these are all tiny. These are all miniatures, and I didn't put that in. They're tiny. You have to know, you have to spend some time looking at these, because I guarantee you that there is not a person out here who doesn't see these. You'll see them in the thrift stores. If you see these dogs right here in the larger sizes, they can go for $8, $9, $1,000 per piece. Hi, Katie. How are you? They get bigger and bigger and bigger. These are the miniatures. I sold 2 of these last year for $400. I bought a bunch. I bought a whole table, actually. And mine were this. You see this? It almost looks like a snow baby. This dog right here, in a larger size, will sell for $800 in a hot second. These are miniatures. These dogs, you see these? If you see those big, this little Toby picture, I just had one. He's probably staring at me right in the face. I had one out here to show you guys. I don't know where he went. He's literally, I don't think I listed him yet. I may not be listing him. He may be lost. He's probably staring right here at me. Tiny, a 1 inch. It's beyond. Okay, here's something that I'll pull up here in a bit. But these little guys, these are the little ones. If the little ones are selling for this, how much are the big ones selling for, right? So if you just took antique, let's do this and see if we can get, here's some bigger ones. If they say Chelsea on them, they're going to have that gold anchor on them, or they're not Chelsea. This should have, see that? Do you see that gold anchor? You should probably buy it. Look it up first. Don't believe me. Don't go with everything I say. Always do your due diligence and look things up. But if you see this gold anchor on these ugly, I have to just say it. If you see that on these antique German Chelsea, let's go. Let's find one of the big ones. $59.99. I looked one up yesterday for Victoria. Here you go. Guys, don't do this. That's not okay. Don't do that in your listings. Let's see if she showed the. She's not calling them Chelsea. But you see these dogs like this, and she's not even showing the bottom of them. Let's see if we can find, here we go. And it's also kind of funny because the older they are, the uglier they look. And here's this one's almost a fairing piece. This is a Chelsea anchor mark. This one, let me see the back side of it. Yeah, this one would have been, you put matches back here, and the bottom, somewhere on here, there's a strike point. Did it show the anchor mark? Right down there. You can't really see it that well. Okay, you're looking for that anchor mark when you're looking for the Chelsea. Here we go. Does she have, is this the same? This is the same buyer, isn't it? Sure looks like it. This one's not Chelsea, but these I digress because we're out of the miniatures now, but to keep your eyes open for these guys. It's not just the pugs. Here's a larger piece, these pieces. What you have to pay attention to here is they're very similar to Capodimonte. They have all these little tiny pieces that get broken very easy. I have a pair of these listed. See the anchor right here? Right there? All right. There's your one freebie, not part of the miniatures, but they're all similar. You will find these, and I kid you not, you will see them. Now you're going to see them everywhere. Did Rob come in here? Hey, Shannon, how are you? Welcome in. Did Rob come in here and I missed him? Hey, Rob, how you doing, buddy? And Shannon, how are you? Well, both figurines have an anchor. They should all have an anchor. They do get rubbed off over time from being cleaned and stuff like that. But yeah, they should all have an anchor on them. If they say Chelsea, they need to have an anchor on it for sure. And you know, some of the stuff that you wouldn't even imagine, like this. I'm not, if you guys like these things, more power to you. To me, they're about as ugly as they can get. And for something like this, you would have to keep it in a cloche, right? This would have to be kept in something, because could you imagine trying to keep this dusted? It's like the old German snow babies. And if you guys don't know about the old German snow babies, then you need to go look them up, because you got Department 56 snow babies. Some of them are worth a lot of money. Most of them are the Disney collabs. And then you have the old German snow babies. And if you ever see a snow baby that's rough looking like this, it's probably a German one, and they're worth a lot of money. And Google Lens will help you with those. But these are this guy looks like he got into the Irish whiskey. Just saying. The problem that they did with this one is they auctioned it. They should have gotten a lot more money for this. So please don't auction your collectibles like this. Please don't do it. You're not going to get the money for them at an auction. And let me see something. They only have 137 feedback, so they may not know that. You know, this could be a new store. I don't know, but you guys, please don't auction your items like this. You're just bringing down the value for everybody else. And these things right here are from the 1800s. They're not like 1929, 1970 vintage. We're going back a whole century on these. They don't make them anymore. And to find one like this in this good a condition, whoever bought this got an amazing deal. So if you're into this kind of stuff, yep, right here. If you're not looking at things, checking misspelled words, just looking at stuff on the auctions, you could be missing out on, yeah, this guy right here is from the 1800s. Then you are missing out on some amazing pieces that you could pick up for dirt cheap, because they just don't know what they have. This piece right here, was this an auction? Let's see. Nope. But they obviously didn't know what they had, because this should have sold for a lot more money too. Anyway, okay, so that is that Victorian miniatures. So the fairing pieces that I showed earlier fit into this, because the fairing pieces, let's do this. That's not going to work. Okay. A lot of these are from the early 1800s. Like I showed you right there. These are fairing pieces and $16. Somebody go buy these. That's all I can say, because they should be selling for a lot more money than this. So don't go out and buy a bunch of these because you see them, because you saw this video. Do your homework. I'm just showing you different things. I have to put this here. Just because I show you this stuff doesn't mean you should run out and buy them and you see them and buy them. Do a little bit of homework. Search out some of these things. See if that's stuff that you and your eyes have seen where you go and source. Are these things that you see? Some of these fairing pieces, I kid you not, are atrocious. They look like a little kid was given a paintbrush to paint them, right? This is not what you would consider the best paint job, right? That is from the 1800s, the 19th century, and Germany. You go, oh, while we're here, let me tell you about something that's happening. What's up, bud?
Hug.
A hug? Did you come to get a popsicle?
Yeah.
I know you and your wicked ways. What's up? Put it back.
It's real.
It is real.
Is it actual soda?
No.
No.
It just looks like it.
I came to get my jacket.
Oh, that's probably a good thing. I don't know how many of you know about this. Josh didn't. I feel like Josh talked about this, but I've seen it elsewhere. We've looked everywhere. This is the description. There's a big glitch right now, and if you see this in your own items, eBay is removing descriptions, and I don't know if it's associated with the AI descriptions or what it is that's making them do it, but I'm going to freak out if a bunch of mine are gone. I haven't even, yes, cold paint, 100%. This should have a description in it. This, oh, we've looked everywhere. This is this poor person's description of this item. It's gone. It's all been wiped out. All of your descriptions have been dumped. I have a lot of antique and vintage items that have huge descriptions in them because they date the item, and I'm scared to go and look. So yeah, speaking of Capodimonte misspelled words, you are correct. So keep your eyes open for that, because that's a thing. You might. Sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. Here today, gone tomorrow, right? You might want to bring that up in maybe on the Monday call or something. I don't know. Because that's been something that's, yeah, I haven't done that for a while, but I took myself out, so I brought myself back in. They actually like me, believe it or not. Don't tell anybody, Shannon. All right, so these little tiny fairing pieces are a thing, and they are all over out there, and they really are. Some of them are super cheesy looking. Why is that? Because they gave them away, just like the stuffed animals that you get at the fair and whatnot. Now that when I was a kid, they were stuffed with like sawdust and they were really cheaply made and stuff. Well, those are worth money now too. These were the fairing pieces that were given out, you know, at traveling fairs and stuff like that. And then, you know, you got stuff like this. There is nothing out there that was not replicated in some way, shape, or form as a miniature. Chalkware too, yes. Hi, Robin. Your description on the laptop view is gone, but it was available. That's good. That's good. At least it's partly there. So keep your eyes open. That's hilarious. Little baby on you know, some of these you will see. I don't see one right off. Would have a spot for matches, and then there's actually a strike plate on the back of these. Those go for some pretty good money because a lot of them got broken and tortured and ruined. Tortured's my favorite word for that. But just because you see one that's chipped and broken, by no means should you not purchase it, because like I said, there weren't a lot of them. There weren't a lot of them out there that survived. Here we go. So you will see this and this right here. Right here is where the matches went. And then there should be a rough spot down here's the rough spot. There should be another rough spot on this. Should be right around. I don't see that she showed it where you would strike the match. That could be the spot, but it should really be. Oh, sorry, you guys. It should. Hello. I would like you to stay there. It should be right here. This should be rough. This one may never have been used. That's a really good price for this item. Oysters. So you don't know if you don't know, and when you know, there you go. See this? See that piece right there that is it's not glazed, and you can tell that this one was used. So the matches went in here, up here inside it, and it sat on the table or wherever it was. There's really going to be no markings on it. These were either made in Japan or they were made in Germany, and that is a really good price for this piece. All right, fairing pieces. What do I want to show here? Okay, we'll do these two. So I just put in miniatures on eBay. These miniature bottles. I have this one that came from her stuff. It's got a little loop on it. This would have been off of a charm bracelet or necklace from the late 60s, early 70s. And these right here, they also use salt and pepper shakers. You'll see these in Coke and everything. They aren't miniature, but they're about that. They're probably about 3 inches tall. All of these little tiny porcelain. If they made it, these little flamingos, miniature rugs, people will sell all of this stuff. If you can find these in the large size made by the, I can't remember the collector's name. I was looking at some earlier. These go for $65, you guys. This thing right here is probably the size of a penny. Wonder if you put anything in here to show. These are pins on top of that. They're tiny. I have some of these. This one is Occupied Japan, which we decided was 1956 to 1946 to 1952, whatever. Here's a vintage tinware, vintage, you name it. If it's miniature, it's going to be a Swarovski. Miniature German miniature tea set. And any of these little tiny things like this that could be used in a dollhouse, one of your best things to do if you have room is put dollhouse furniture. If you don't have, look at jadeite, acro agate, you name it. Here's more of these guys. If you look at this, the descriptions are, I don't even want to look at any of my listings for my descriptions. I'm actually kind of sick to my stomach right now of thinking of looking at them. This is Mrs. Beasley. That's hilarious. Now they're doing their auction right. They started her at $55. That's the least they want to take for her. That's how you run an auction. Your starting bid is the least amount that you're going to take from her. These, what do you guys think these are? Anybody? Somebody must know. I just talked about these. Somebody has got to know what these are. Somebody should be watching this auction, and somebody should be buying to get all 3 of these for $9.99. Hagen Renekers. Those are Hagen Renekers right there. And I can tell you for a fact, but just by, see her foot right there? You can tell that she was glued down. Those are Hagen Renekers, every single one of them. You can go look them up and see them on their little chart. So, you know, miniature, 60 miniature furniture, 3 set of 3. No idea what that is. I don't know what a lot of this stuff is, but the people that are looking for it, they do. They know what it is. Kaido capsule, Gustav. Let's look. Lisa Larson miniature. Oh, I know who Lisa Larson is. I have some of her stuff listed. Apparently it must have come in these little balls. There you go. There's a new one for you guys. Mine aren't in the little balls, but I recognize her face because I did the research. All right. This is what happens when you have too much stuff in your head. So go through and look. This is a blank. All I'm looking for here is miniatures. I have this. We'll look it up together because I have it. This came in the thing. This is a glass bottle, a miniature glass bottle of RC Cola with a metal lid. It's not real pop inside. It's kind of a syrup. Drenwood. Thank you, Leroy. How you doing, buddy? That's very kind of you. I appreciate you. I was telling somebody about you the other day. So let's look. You guys, my friend Leroy, Blood, Sweat, and Sell, if you aren't following him and the boys over on the Reseller Information Network, you guys are on Tuesday morning, aren't you, Leroy? They do a Tuesday morning live listing. They also have a site on District where they sell. I linked them. Go back a couple of videos. You'll find all their links. So let's do this. Oh, I'm typing away and nothing's happening. I did type minute. Oh, here's one. That one's little and it's empty. $5.49 they're asking. I'm probably going to ask $30 for mine. Here's 2 Royal Crown. Those look smaller than mine, but similar. That one's very similar to mine. It had the top popped off, or that's 3 inches. Is mine 3 inches? Sure is. That's exactly what I have right there. So don't pass these things up, you guys. That was my dad's favorite soda. I was talking about that today. What do we got here that I was looking at? Just miniatures. You got My Little Pony. What did I do here? Comments. Am I sharing? I'm not. Wow. There you go. All of these little guys. Vintage miniature figure junk drawer lots. Oh my gosh, you guys, junk drawer lots. If you don't know about junk drawer lots, the things that you can get in junk drawer lots, because people either don't. Bye, Shannon. Know what they have. They're overwhelmed. They just want to get rid of it, or they literally stage them. They will stage them. You got stuff you need to get rid of? Oh, I want this on eBay. As a matter of fact, let's just do this. I want to do that. And that. This is what they do. A lot of times they put them on auction. So let's do this. And here's sold. Some of these, I don't know why it does this. Some of these will go for a ton of money. Some of these will go for nothing. They put something, junk drawer lot, men's estate, jewelry, coins. They have more than likely put something in here that somebody really wants. And it could be that Schaefer pen. That Schaefer pen is probably worth $50. This was a deal. Somebody got a deal on this. These jewelry cases will sell all alone by themselves. You don't need the jewelry that was in here. Some of this could be gold. More than likely they checked it out. Maybe they didn't. They have a pretty good feedback. This right here is mourning jewelry. Let's see if I would buy this just for this lot, just for the few things in here. Where is it? That right there is a mourning pin. That's old. That's probably from the late 1800s. It is probably gold, rolled gold covered, and it is not marked. They didn't mark these. Junk drawer lots. You'll find all kinds of stuff. Here's a vintage junk drawer lot. If you like this kind of stuff, there's all kinds of stuff in here. Somebody did not want to deal with this. There's probably silver, you name it. Right? Miniatures. All of this stuff in here is miniatures. Skull and crossbones. Somebody has this for sale for $20. Or it sold. Did that one sell? That one sold. But go check them out. You can sourcing on eBay. You want some little stuff? If you guys have any questions or want to learn about watches and gems, here's your boy. Are you blue? Will somebody be so kind as to drop Rob's link in the chat for me, please? Hey, Fartsat Jack, how you doing, buddy? I would greatly appreciate it. Rob Junk Monkey, are you still going live on Monday nights, Rob? At least go check his channel out. Rob is one of the very few. I had him on my channel a while back. I do have a video with him on my Let's Talk About It. Rob is one of the very few jeweler, watchmakers, what would you consider your actual thing, that is licensed to repair Rolex. Is that right? Am I right? Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Sam. He's your man. If you got questions about watches, you want to go, or clocks, he will probably be happy to help you if he has time. He is an amazing resource and just amazing. All right, let's see. Junk drawer lots. That's what was in there. What are we going back to? Miniatures. WorthPoint. You haven't gone live in a while. That's all right. Don't worry about it. I'm the last person you have to explain that to. I took some time off too. WorthPoint. If you don't have WorthPoint, get it. If you can find a couple of other people to share your WorthPoint with, that's probably the best thing to do. It's expensive. It is worth every penny that you can pay for it. There is nothing that you can't find on WorthPoint. I have showed it before. There's a link in the description if you want to get a whatever off, something like that. I'm not a very good salesperson, you guys. I'm sorry. The miniatures on WorthPoint, and I just put miniatures in. Breaking Bad, Blue Sky Candy. Over 1,000 pages, 11 million results, almost 12 million results for miniatures on WorthPoint. And every single one of these sold on eBay. Now, something else, if you have the full subscription, then you have access to the library, right? And you can go in here and you can type miniatures, and it's going to come up with all of these books, garage sale and flea market. Wanted to buy a list. Koval's, most of Koval's books should be in here. Modern collectible tins, dollhouse, past and present. Any single one of these books in here. I mean, I didn't really do anything exciting. Garage sale. What do we got? Jewelers, horseless carriage. Let's do dollhouse. Well, actually, you know what? Okay, this is the book. I want to read this book, and I can save it to my favorites. That scanner, any of you that are in Tech and Sports group and were in the collectible call last night, we talked about the Caesar scanner. This is what that thing does. This is what it was meant to do. Any book that is in here, if you have, you don't need to have a bookshelf full of books. If you want to be a minimalist, here you go. Well, this is going to tell you all about the Wade's Whimsies from the beginning to the end, all the different back stamps on them, when they were made, where they were made, all the different figurines, what they looked like. These were made from 1927 to 1937. So if you decide you want to get into collecting Wade's Whimsies and selling them, then you should probably either A, find this book to buy, or B, have a subscription, because this is where you're going to get your information from, right? I love WorthPoint, and I think that because of the fact that they have these books, I will probably be selling the majority of my books that I have, because I don't want them. I love them. I want them. I love to look at them, but I can come right here and do it. And I don't have to have 2 huge bookshelves out in my living room full of these books that I might look at here and I might look at there. So I'm more than happy to let mine go, because I have this subscription to WorthPoint, and pretty much any book that you could think of that's a collectible that they've gotten their hands on, they have in their, now they have price guides, do the same thing. You're going to look up all these little pieces. So WorthPoint. I will push WorthPoint on you guys every chance I get. And it's not because I want to make money off them. It's because they are one of the best places to go to help you learn what you have. It's way too much, right? And you know, the more that you know about what you can and can't do with it, depending on the levels. So if you can find somebody to share your subscription with, you just have to, you just got Sam, you're hilarious. You just got to know. You got to find somebody that you know, and you know when they're going to be doing their research, right? You can't both be logged in at the same time. So you have one login, you share it, so on and so forth. You can look at the whole book on WorthPoint, Robin, the whole book, any book. Let's do, you can also there's a spot here for a vault here, 1,594 books on Fenton. Bet you didn't know there was that much stuff out there on Fenton. Well, there is. I have 1,462 of these books. Not really, but I do have a lot of them. And they're going to go away. There's an epinurge right there. I probably said that wrong, but here, cover, contents, read the book, save it to favorites, so that there's stuff in here or you're reading it and you fall asleep, whatever, right? Here's your book. Cover to cover. That's what you get. Oops. Let's see, what else could we think of? Dolls, probably spelled that wrong too. F&B dolls. Wanna check out the book on dolls? There you go. Barbie. 751 results for books on Barbie. It's like having a library card in your back pocket and you never have to leave your house for it. This right here, you guys, places like this that make it great for us to do research are also reasons why people don't want their parents' books. People don't want this. There are some books that I will never get rid of. They will never leave my possession, and they'll be in my cold, dying hands. My kids will wrench them out and somebody else will get them, right? There are some books that we have that we'll never get rid of. I love books. If you guys are, Katie, drop your channel if you didn't already. Katie reads right here, you guys. Go check her out. She started back up fast and furious. If you want to learn about books, and she just didn't you just get an award, girlfriend? Yeah. You guys want to learn how to get some books free and do some stuff and whatnot, please go check out my friend Katie. She is amazing. I lost you. There you are. All right. So if you have access to WorthPoint, or you can get access to it, you can do a 7-day free trial. Check it out. Is my best. I follow you. I know what's going on. I told you I lurk. So WorthPoint. All right. Oh, we looked at that. Vintage gumballs. We looked at that. I think we did it. We did it. Woohoo. Now I got to figure out how to do the drawing for last week, because it's been a while. Random comment. I know. Random comment picker, YouTube. I don't know which one's the best one. We'll go with this one. So last week, if you watched and you made it to the end, then you know I asked you to come back and leave a comment with a certain word in it, because I went to eBay here in Portland. We have a reseller meetup group, and I went last week, and they gave me a whole bunch of eBay swag. And I told you guys that I would give you guys this week. Okay, let's see what I got to do here. I always do this wrong. YouTube video link. I need to go here. And okay. Paste. Bear with me. Filter by. I have to have the premium to do this. You got to be kidding me. Have you done this, Katie? It's been so long since I've done this. It's not even funny. Add a comment, filter duplicate users, filter comments by words or hashtags, show random names. It shouldn't be this difficult. We'll go back. We'll try this one. Pick a winner. I got to dump it somewhere, Robin. And if I can help anybody find things in the area or look for things that why are you telling me that's not right? Copy. Might not be able to do this. I might have to do this and let you know who it is next week. Who's got a better one? Who does? You haven't, for this exact reason. I've never had a problem with this the times I did use it. Random. You know what I can do? Gonna do it old school. I'll figure it out for next time. I want to go to here. I want to go to here and here. And I know for a fact there are 25 comments on here, and half of them are mine because I respond back to everybody. Sam, pick a number between 1 and 25 and put it down in the thing, and whoever's comment it is wins. Whether it's you could try this. You just have to add all the names. Oh yeah, I don't have time for that. Pick a number. 4. Okay. The 4th comment. Now let's go back out here. 4th comment on my video from last week is the winner. One, 2, 3. I got to go from the bottom up. Johnny. 2, 3. New to you collections. Shani, new to you collections. You won. So I'll contact you because I'll actually put a thing in here. Shani, new to you collections. You won the eBay mag. That's kind of old school, but that's how it's going. And you got to contact me with your address. I'll give you a couple of weeks. I'm not one of them. So I'll message you too because I think you follow me. So there you go. All right, you guys. Any other questions? Anything else I can answer for you? Are we good? Nothing? What was our time here? All right. I'll see you next week. I might have a guest. I haven't quite locked them down, but we'll see. Everybody have a great weekend. Before you go buying some of this stuff, go do some more research on it because there's a lot of miniatures out there and there are a lot miniature pictures, anything, right? Anything. We went over that. So go check it out and go find some and report back. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.